the WNBA draft, which was last night or the other night, and there was no surprise of what happened at number one. Paige Beckers, who was a generational player essentially at UConn, went number one to the Dallas Wings. She just won a national championship. You can argue it was her or Juju, but I don't think Juju was able to go into this year's draft. So we knew that she was going to be number one. And I will say, as a Mystics fan, obviously being from Maryland, as a Mystics fan, I'm not upset. I think that we did a damn good job in the draft, especially the top three, getting Kiki, getting Sania Citron, and then getting Georgia Amar. When we talk about guards, I understand that Washington needs a lot. And I was a little shocked that Georgia Amar went as high as 6 when a lot of draft projections had her going in the second and third round. But I'm not upset about it. You know, this was guard heavy, bro. You had Haley Van Lith. You had a bunch of people that you could have picked. And I think that we picked one of, if not the best available guard that was available. So I was shocked that we picked Georgia Amar. But and on top of that, shout out to the Valkyrie, bro. They had the first head scratcher of the night. Now, the Valkyrie is a new team. And here's what you have to understand about new expansion teams. They're not going to be good. It's very rare. You're not going to get a Golden Knight situation. For people that don't know, in the NHL, the Golden Knights, I think their second or third year in existence, they made it to the Stanley Cup final. That doesn't work. That doesn't usually happen when we talk about football, when we talk about basketball. When the Ravens expand, their first 1 or 2 years was garbage until they got Ray Lewis and 2000 they won, or 2001, one of those two, they won a Super Bowl. It takes time, and you're going to be bad. They don't have a good roster, so in conjunction to trying to be better, you hope that you can have the names that can sell tickets, because you're already not going to win a lot of games. So you want to build the fan base up for the players. They need to connect. So when they take Justy, whatever her name is, I apologize, ma'am. I'm not good at names, but young lady out of Lithuania, she's probably good, but the thing that is different from college or from the women's side of basketball and men's, unless you have a Wemby, unless you have a Giannis, unless you have one of those players, it's smarter for the women's side, because a lot of people aren't invested in overseas basketball when we talk about women's basketball. So you would think for the Valkyrie, I thought they were going to go with Anissa Morrow out of LSU, one of the best rebounders, one of the best double-double machines that the college game has ever seen. But they didn't. And that's, I think, a huge winner was the Connecticut Sun, because I thought, now, let me say this. Going back to Washington, I thought once the Valkyrie didn't pick her and which is Washington, had the 6th pick, I'm like, oh, shoot. We're about to get Anissa Morrow. But then I was like, I don't know, because we just got Kiki, who is a power forward. We still have Shakira Austin. It's going to be tough. I don't know how she's going to fit. But, we also have Aaliyah Edwards. I don't know. So when we got Georgia Amar, I'm like, hey, because we also remember Ariel Atkins, we traded her to get a bunch of picks in the draft. But I think the Connecticut Sun, who has had a terrible offseason, had one of the best nights, getting Anissa Morrow and Sanaya Rivers. Sanaya Rivers, I think, was probably one of the best scorers in the entire draft. So to get her at 8, Yeah, I was a little head scratching when it got Sarah Ashley Barker. Don't get me wrong. Larry Bird Jr. is what I call her. She's great, but a lot of people didn't have her at 9, especially when you had Haley Van Lith and the Sparks need a guard or needed a point guard. So I don't know. They also had Isaiah James, but I just thought the Valkyrie was going to go get Anissa Morrow, especially at 5. Didn't happen. But hey, that's just how the draft just went. I think it was a really good draft, man. Like, there was a lot of really good names that got picked up. I mean, Bree Hall went 20th, or went in the second round, the 8th pick. Sanaya Fagan, both South Carolina. They went back-to-back picks. UConn had a bunch of players. Shout out to Sanaya Sellers, Maryland product. She went to the Valkyrie as well. There was a lot of UConn players that got drafted. Like, a lot of them. I'm not gonna say a lot, but I think there was at least 3 of them. I know you had Paige Beckers. Let's see. Paige Beckers was drafted. You also had Caitlin Chin. You also had Aubrey Griffin. Yeah, 3. Damn. That's crazy. And what's funny is, not funny. The main thing that I wanted to talk about, first of all, shout out to all the young ladies that were drafted. I feel that you deserve to be drafted. I know how difficult. It has been shown and it's been proven how difficult it is to stay on a roster, to make a WNBA roster, even if you're drafted. There have been many, many years and many, many top draft picks that still don't make the team. It is such a limited amount of space. So the fact that you were even drafted means that you belong. Even there's going to be a lot of these young ladies that don't make the roster. That doesn't reflect on your value. It just means that the system needs to be changed, because you clearly are good enough to be in the WNBA because you were drafted. But there's obviously something wrong when there's not enough roster spots. I know we're seeing new teams. Toronto is coming. Like I said, we have the Valkyrie, and I think Tulsa. I know there's another team coming, but that should not reflect on the type of player you are. And that even goes to a lot of the undrafted people, like Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly, who a lot of people viewed as one of the best guards in college basketball through her career. I think she scored the 8th most points at UNC of all time before transferring to Oregon. She didn't get drafted. I was shocked at that, but that's just how the cookie crumbled. I just don't want people to base their value on not making a WNBA team. I know that your dream was to hear your name get drafted and hopefully play in the WNBA, but again, if you get drafted and don't make a roster, that just shows that there are issues bigger than you, and that's not. And I don't want to, I don't want people to think that they are the issue or they don't matter. They're not important. They're not worthy enough. That's not true. That's just the system hasn't caught up to where it should be. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.